Hello, everyone, and welcome to the midweek market wrap up with Stats Edge Trading. We're going to go through crypto markets. What a time to be alive there. FX markets and stock markets. This kind of culminates with a live stream that I do on Friday. It's been moved from Sunday to Friday right after the market closes. If you're interested in learning more about that content that I do, or any of the tools you see me use today, link is in the description below. If you sign up for my email list, I send out basically only when I have a new video or video series that I think you might be interested in, or when I go live. I never sell the email list or give it out to anyone else, so you don't need to worry about getting spammed. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So anyone who's been following me for any length of time knows that I have been waiting for months and months and months and months to short Bitcoin. And I finally got triggered on there. I'm already up about 1,000 points or so on it. It's been a pretty good trade so far. I'm going to be very careful to kind of protect my entry. I have some orders down below in case things get wild, just to capture what they call stink bids, right? You put them way, way below the market in case there's some sort of liquidation or kind of flush like that. But for those who are under a rock, the entire crypto market is breaking down. Bitcoin's actually holding up better than a lot of the altcoins out there. But this is just a trade that I've been watching for. In the midweek market wrap-ups, you can go back and watch them. Everything I do is kind of documented live. I've been talking forever that as long as we're kind of in this base and we're below 30,000, there's nothing to get excited about. This anchored VWAP from the crash lows was acting as resistance, and through here, I was telling people not to get too excited about the long side here. Then the news hits about FTX being insolvent, and away we go. So, we had this bearish RSI range, just basically telling us that the buyers really couldn't get it going on any pop. So we were holding this kind of as a top, and, now who knows, right? It's one of those things now that if you kind of got the trend with me, it's time to take some, reduce your risk as things goes, but try to stay in the trend as long as you can. If we reverse from here and push higher, then that's okay. No one ever knows what's happening next, but again, no reason to kind of just buy in front of this. So either short or just hang out for a bit. I was talking here on Friday when I did the last live stream about UUP and the abandoned baby that was up here, which basically just means a gap up, immediately followed by gap down. That put us kind of bouncing off this level of support right here. So as we bounce, the more time you bounce off a level of support, the more likely it's going to break through. So if this breaks through, that's generally going to be bullish for the stock market. I would say generally bullish for crypto, but crypto is just, going off this kind of heavy liquidation that's going on right now. Looking at a traditional currency not related with the USO, looking at the AUP JPY, so Aussie yen, big level of resistance up here around 95. It's coming up to it, and it's kind of curling over. It's not really able to get through that level. CPI tomorrow. So CPI and elections. Again, I'm Canadian. I don't follow your guys' elections. I don't want to. You always seem very mad at each other about them, but I don't think they're fully complete or counted yet. So until we get CPI tomorrow, I think that's really going to push things. So I've been kind of laying low and hanging out for that, but we are still holding, and we kind of closed right at the anchored VWAP from this CPI lows. So depending on what happens tomorrow, my thesis for weeks has been, as long as we hold above this kind of CPI low right here, it's time to think bullish. So we'll see if that holds true. I'm going to continue to be in a bullish mindset unless we break this kind of 350 area, and then I'm wrong, and it's time to move on to the next trade. So stocks make a new low. And that's just looking at, ARC, right? So everything else is holding pretty well above its CPI lows. Energy is doing really well. There's a lot of things that are doing great. ARC isn't it, right? So we broke down those under these lows. We're hitting new lows on ARC. Again, stick with trends, right? This is in a downtrend. Stick with that. buy things in uptrends, sell things in downtrends. I promise over the long run, you'll be happy you did. So OIH, oil services, I've been noting for a few days now that we're up against this area. We're pulling back off it. The real question is how kind of deep do we go? And is there a pullback to buy here? Triple tops are rare. So, the odds are that we're going to probably break this at some point. Again, it doesn't mean it has to do it. Nothing has to do anything in the market. But if we can get kind of a nice setup on a pullback here, I'll be more interested in oil names while we might take another crack at those highs. So some individual stocks I'm watching is VRTX, holding these prior highs right here. We have a bullish RSI range, meaning we were never able to get oversold in kind of the last 3 months. Holding up very well. Looks like it could push higher. Zeta, ZETA, same kind of thing. Bullish RSI range. Broke these prior resistance areas right here, and now we're kind of pulling back into it. So I'm looking for a bounce off that zone. Sava, this one's heavily shorted. Again, bullish RSI range, broke prior resistance, pulled back to it, holding that pretty strong as well. So if we can get a push off Sava, I really like the short float in this one as well. So everyone, thanks for coming by. Please come check out my website, www.statsedgetrading. I have a product there where you can get my ideas of the market for less than $2 a day, kind of every day, a nice blog post with everything that I've done summarized. If you're interested in that, also my email list, access to a completely free 39 lesson trading courses there. And then access to my tools with little discount links that are affiliate links, so they kind of help out the channel as well. So thank you everyone for stopping by. I will talk to you soon.